Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, all series videos. Thank you so much for the likes, the comments, and for subscribing. In this video, I'll be updating you on his mistress child. It is hot on this particular series. You need to watch till the end to find out how it happened. Please subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to click on the notification button to be notified anytime I drop a new video. Please like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Tell me what you feel about this video in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe. Let's go! The episode starts with Randell telling Gayatri that he has sent 2 clients to Manoj and he will have 2 cases tomorrow. Gayatri thanks him. Randell asks her to do his work and listen to him carefully. Gayatri nods her head. Randell sits in his car. Yashoda, Krishna and Nepal come to the room and make Aastha sleep on the mats. Yashoda wipes her sweat and says when Aastha gets angry, she forgets her anger seeing the surprise, and says tomorrow they will surprise her with the fan. Krishna says he will go out and sleep. Yashoda asks him to sleep there itself. He sleeps. Later in the night, Astar wakes up and writes a letter for Yashoda and leaves. Next morning, Yashoda knocks on the bathroom door looking for Astar. She comes out and asks the ladies, "Did you see my elder daughter?" The guy says no. Yashoda wakes up Krishna and Nepal and says Astar is missing. She finds her letter in which she has written that she can't adjust and is leaving the house. Yashoda shouts, "Where has she gone?" Randell calls Yashoda. Gayatri comes to meet Amma and tells her that she came to give them prasad. She asks for Yashoda's address and says she saw Yashoda with Randell in the night and she was having ice cream with him, so she didn't disturb them. Kamini says, "If I had told this, then you would have slapped me." Gayatri says, "Don't talk to Chachiji like this." Babuji comes there. Amma asks Gayatri to give her prasad and says she will give to Yashoda. Kamini asks Amma to make Yashoda understand not to do things, and she tells Babuji. Amma says, "I know my Bahu." She knows her limits. She then tells Gayatri that it is difficult to believe her. Gayatri says, "I said what I saw," and says, "I came just to give prasad." She says she will leave and smirks, leaving from there. She recalls Randell asking her to do that. Yashoda, Nepal and Krishna are searching Astar. Randell sees them on the road searching Astar and thinks the relations are shattered of enemy house. It is strange but fun. Nepal cries and says, "I want Didi." Yashoda hugs Nepal and says Astar will not go anywhere, leaving you. She asks Krishna to handle Nepal and sit there. Krishna says we shall go to Bademalik's house. Lawyer asks Babuji to sign the papers in which he is transferring property on Arvind's name. Babuji asks Arvind to close the door. Arvind closes the door. Lawyer says the property will be fully on Arvind's name and Ashok Gupta will be out from your property claim. Krishna, Yashoda and Nepal comes to the Gupta's house. Krishna asks her to push the door and get inside. They push the door and get inside. Amma says, "Yashoda, it is good that you came." Yashoda asks Amma if Astar came. Babuji lies that he called lawyer for Ashok's office case. Krishna tries to get inside when Arvind throws water on his face, holding the jug. Amma shouts, "Arvind!" Nepal says, "You can't do this." Arvind says he can do anything and you can't do anything. He says this is our house and we will do what we want to, and says we don't have any relation with you. And if someone keeps relation with you, then we have no relation with them. He asks him to leave. Krishna says, I have come to take by the baby. Kamini asks him to leave. Bansal says, get out. Yashoda says, we didn't come here to stay. Aastha is missing. Babuji asks Krishna to stand outside and talk. Krishna goes outside and asks them to say where is Astar. Babuji says Astar is not here and says, I am not surprised that Astar left home. He says, I already told that everyone will leave you and you will be left alone in the end. And that time, even Krishna will leave you. Amma says, Astar is not here. Kamini says, it is good that Astar left, whose mother had ice cream with stranger guy in the night. The episode starts with Yashoda telling Kamini that she will not bear if she raises finger on her character. Mahua comes there and asks them not to shout and says her baby will wake up. Yashoda cries seeing her state. Arvind asks her to see Mahua and says, you did this to her due to Krishna. He says, I have always respected you and was on your side. And what did you do in return? You killed my baby. She says, this is a conspiracy against me. Arvind says, all the proofs are against you. You have killed my baby. Nupur says, mommy is innocent. Arvind says, law will decide and asks them to go. Nupur says, we will search the somewhere else. Kamini smiles looking at the door. Yashoda is leaving. Babuji asks her to return the spare house key which she has. Yashoda gives him keys and leaves with Krishna and Nupur. Krishna looks at Kamini, looking at the door. Bansal locks the door. Babuji says he will sign now. Yashoda, Krishna and Nupur are searching Astar. Randel comes there and asks if Astar is found. Yashoda says, don't know. Randel says, where did she go early morning? He thinks this is Yashoda's Sasura Mohala. If I stay with her here, then people will gossip and make stories. He asks them to come in his car and says he will search Astar. Krishna asks him to go and tells that they will search Astar and says if you stay here, then people will gossip. Randel argues if someone is helping you. Yashoda asks him to go. Randel says okay and thinks Krishna is the hurdle in Yashoda's destruction. So he has to move him from his way. Yashoda gets worried and cries. Krishna recalls Kamini looking at the room and tells Yashoda that he knows where Astar is. Lawyer congratulates Arvind and says you got all the property. Arvind says everything is of Babuji. He did this to save property from Krishna. Amma says she will go and search Astar. Babuji says Astar is in the house only. Astar comes out. He recalls Astar calling him in the night from Yashoda's phone and telling that she can't stay here and wants to come there. He says okay. Flashback ends. He says his heart is not of stone, that it will not melt for his granddaughters. Krishna, Yashoda and Nupur comes there. Krishna says, we knew this. Yashoda and Nupur come. Yashoda hugs Astar. Krishna says, when Yashoda told you about Astar, you didn't worry. And I saw Kamini looking at study. That time only I understood that Astar is here. Yashoda asks Astar why did she leave the house and asks her to come. Astar refuses to come. Krishna says, you are thinking your mommy wrong. Amma asks Astar to go. Babuji asks Amma not to interfere between them. Astar refuses to go. Krishna says, Madam G brought fan for you. Astar asks him to go and sit under the fan. She says, if you force me, then I will not come here next time. Yashoda asks her to stay there and asks Amma to take care of her daughter. They leave. Krishna asks Yashoda not to cry. Yashoda asks how will I stay without Astar and how she will live without me. Nupur says Didi will miss you and will return. The guy comes and asks her to fix the fan. Krishna asks him to keep it here and says, We will get it fixed later. He thinks Astar did wrong and will realize this soon. Yashoda opens the box and clicks the fan's photo, hoping Astar will return seeing it on Ama's phone. Arvind asks Babuji what was the need to let Astar stay here and asks him to send Astar back. Babuji says this is Astar's house too. Arvind says after whatever she did. Ama says don't blame Yashoda. Arvind says very soon it will be proven. Ama comes out and tells Astar that nobody is important than a mother and says you did wrong. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and come back for more updates from your favorite Z Word series.